I'm still a believer in Aerodrome's native token called AERO because I still think that during this bull run, it could hypothetically go to the price of $20. Now, of course, not financial advice and not a guarantee, but I'm just sick and tired of these like cookie cutter decentralized exchanges that are complete caca. We need something different, and that's exactly what I think Aerodrome is. A fantastic decentralized exchange, which is just revolutionizing the space, in my opinion, because it's not boring, it's dynamic, and most importantly, it's on the Base network. Now, you may be thinking, okay, this is kind of caca, man. What kind of name is that? But if you've heard about Coinbase, I'm pretty sure that you'll understand just how special the Base network is because it's actually Coinbase's layer 2 network. I mean, isn't that amazing? This is almost a sight to behold right here because a decentralized exchange existing on a place like that I think, if anything, showcases how it's pretty much kind of like fail-proof. Now, I'm not saying that Aerodrome specifically, but I'm talking about, the Base network. Is it really going to fail? I think highly unlikely. Now, we never truly know, but I don't think Coinbase would ever allow for something like that to ever happen. Now, granted, something could happen to Coinbase. You never know. But again, I just think that as long as Coinbase is there, I think the Base network is going to be fantastic because you got to think about how Coinbase is one of the biggest exchanges out there. So when they make a layer 2 and then there's a decentralized exchange on it, of course, I'm going to believe in that. And not to mention, the Base network is built in collaboration with Optimism. Yeah, Optimism is one of the biggest, layer 2 scaling solutions out there for Ethereum. So I really love that when it comes to Base. Now, some people may be thinking, okay, you're focused on DeFi. That's kind of caca, man. That's a thing of the past. They think that 2021 was like the peak for these, quote unquote, decentralized finance projects. They think that decentralized exchanges, doesn't have a future. But I think that couldn't be farther from the truth. I mean, even if we take a look at Grandview Research, the DeFi market is expected to be worth over $200 billion by 2030. So that's just basically 5 years away at this point. That's insane. Also, on top of that, you consider how, when it comes to a need for a decentralized exchange, I think it's very important because sometimes people don't want to be stuck with a centralized exchange. They want a decentralized exchange in some cases. So, of course, this is where something like Aerodrome does step in because I think it's one of the best out there. Now, granted, it takes time, though. I'm not saying that, everyone's going to FOMO into Aerodrome. I don't think it's going to happen overnight, but it's going to take some time. But I think, as of right now, they're beginning to understand just how special it is because, yes, we've seen PancakeSwap. Yes, we've seen Uniswap. But those are kind of like the dinosaurs right now. If you really think about it, we need something a little bit more unique. And that's exactly what I think Aerodrome is. Now, more specifically, though, when people take a look at like the Base network, sometimes they don't understand like what it's really trying to do. But if you actually take a look at it, by nature, right? When it comes to a layer 2, much like the Base network, what it does is that it basically allows Ethereum to be enjoyed, but then at the same time not dealing with like all the caca nonsense, like the gas fees and scalability issues. So yeah, that's a very vital thing in my opinion, because Ethereum, despite its limitations, it's going to continue to grow. You take a look at the Ethereum ETF, you take a look at the number of projects, the fans, it's just going to continue to increase. So I think that when it comes to Ethereum, as it does grow, I think something like the Base network is going to follow. And of course, something like Aerodrome, I think is going to join that ride as well. Because of course, again, it's a decentralized exchange on the Base network. Now, the way I take a look at the Base network is that it's pretty much like the Michael Jordan of Ethereum layer 2s. Yes, there are many Ethereum layer 2s out there, but if you really think about it, not many of them have this strong backing, right? I mean, other layer 2s out there, you don't really know who made them. They're just sometimes like, these early developers who just experimented and then, it happened to do well. But when it comes to, again, the Base network, it has that Coinbase aspect, so to speak. And I really love that. And if you think about it, in the past, we've seen what happened to Solana. When FOMO really happened to Solana, guess what grew along with it? Like the DeFi projects, right? Also meme coins, NFT projects. Just overall grew with Solana as the FOMO, went in, so to speak. So guess what happens in the future as, more FOMO comes in for the Base network as, meme coins start doing better on there, right? Like Brett, for instance, also other projects as well. As that does happen, of course, people are going to start paying attention to Base and then they're going to look, hey, there's something like Aerodrome. So I think that it's in such a unique position. I think the future of Base is so bright. And I think that, again, the future of the decentralized finance market is also amazing, predicted to be worth, again, right, over $200 billion, pretty much in the next 5 years. That's insane. So when people like to argue that, oh man, there's too many decentralized exchanges out there, no, I disagree. I mean, yeah, sure, there's a lot, but it doesn't mean there's many good ones. And also on top of that, with the market predicted to be that massive, I think there's going to be room for something like Aerodrome to prosper. But again, it's just a matter of time. Now, some people out there, they're under this impression that, the peak of the bull run should have happened 6 months ago, whatever like that. But that's usually not how it works. I mean, even if we take a look at historically speaking, this isn't really supposed to be the time yet as a worst case scenario, because typically as a worst case scenario, altcoins, they've been known to peak around a year and a half after a Bitcoin halving event. Now, the Bitcoin halving event, we all know happened back in April. So that's basically, again, worst case based off of history around October of next year. So that's still some time. Granted, could it happen sooner? Absolutely. But if I have to wait a little bit longer, fine. More time for me to accumulate AERO. I don't see why it's so bad, really, at the grand scheme of things. And of course, I'm not going to just dump all in. What I'm doing is I'm dollar cost averaging. I'm just acquiring, holding, and just waiting. That's it. Because I'll just like to keep it simple that way. Now, not to mention, right, when it comes to AERO at the price of $20, some people may think that, oh, wow, this is like insane. But no, I disagree. I mean, if it were to go to the price of $20, considering current circulating supply, market cap would be around $13 billion, which really isn't that bad. We've seen like Uni, which is the native token of Uniswap, that at one point reached around $22.5 billion in market cap. Now, am I saying that Aerodrome needs to be like the next Uniswap in order to be successful? No, it doesn't. Even just going to the price of $20, that's already very impressive. I mean, keep in mind, $20 is over a 15x from here. So it's not caca by any means. Now, you also have to take this into consideration. When Uniswap reached those levels, it had a lot of fans, a lot of hype. And back then, there wasn't really that many decentralized exchanges to really FOMO into. Sure, there was PancakeSwap, there was Uniswap, but people didn't really know much about decentralized exchanges back then, like right now, when there's a lot of competitors. So it's kind of difficult to kind of replicate that. But again, it doesn't necessarily mean that Aerodrome needs to be that in order to be considered a success. Again, AERO just reaching a market cap that's around $10 billion less than Uni at its peak. That's already very amazing. So sometimes, again, people are under this misconception that Aerodrome needs to be the next Uniswap or on its caca. No, I disagree. Even just reaching somewhat a glimpse of that, I think is already very amazing. Now, not to mention, as of right now, there's over 600 million crypto owners, more than ever before in history, according to Crypto.com research. You take a look at the Bitcoin ETF, the number of institutional investors, also, again, the Ethereum ETF. So with all those amazing factors, I think, during this bull run, altcoins are poised for a massive rally. Also, Bitcoin, I think that's going to hypothetically go to the price of 150,000. I think Ethereum could hypothetically go to the price of 10,000. I think as that starts happening, I think naturally, altcoins are just really going to go along with the ride, and then AERO at the price of $20 at that point, I don't see why not. Now, again, only time will tell, but I think around a year from right now, things could look so different. Again, all I got to do is just really stay patient, because when I take a look at something like Aerodrome, man, I just don't want to miss out on it. Sometimes people like to say, yeah, dude, just give up on it. Just focus all in on meme coins. And don't get me wrong, I love meme coins, but I'm not going to give up on Aerodrome though, because I hypothetically want to see my prediction become a reality. And again, it's just really a waiting game, because that's what I can control, right? Some people out there, they're like, yeah, we're going to day trade, we're going to do this. But that's just, again, not my style, man. If I believe in something, I'm focused on constant accumulation over an extended period of time. And that's what I'm going to do with AERO, because by dollar cost averaging, I'm constantly accumulating. So let's say the price dips, then I can accumulate more. But then if the price does pump, I don't miss out on it. That way I'm protecting myself from both sides, so to speak, right? I won't suffer FOMO later on, but then I won't, become, agitated when the price is low and then I can't scoop up, because again, I never went all in. I'm just accumulating constantly. That's what I really love about it. However, besides that point, again, Aerodrome, I think, is amazing, and AERO at the price of $20 during this bull run wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. And make sure to subscribe if you gain value from this video. I'd greatly appreciate it. It's been Lee the Captain, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.